Giants Industries is one of the low-hanging fruits of the Central Bank of Nigeria's 200 million naira intervention fund for the real sector of the economy that is being managed by the Bank of Industry. The garment and textile company, which specializes in the production of tie-and-dye t-shirts, jeans, beachwears, sportwears and other textile apparels, recently commissioned the first phase of its textile and garment factory at the Free Trade Zone in Calabar, Cross River State. At the commissioning ceremony, the chairman of Golden Giant Industries, Rear Admiral Dele Oshumakinde, retired, said the jinx has finally broken.
You are highly welcome to this wonderful occasion, an occasion that has been haunting us for the past 15 years. History is being made today, as far as we are concerned, as we celebrate the completion and commissioning of part of our textile garment project here at Calabar Free Trade Zone, thereby breaking the jinx.
He also disclosed that patronage by the Nigerian Army is one of the major achievements of his company.
The only thing we achieved in our 11 years before this period was the fact that we made camouflage for the Nigerian Army through the Defense Headquarters Research Department. As a matter of fact, a representative of that department followed me to Spain when we were bringing the Spanish people at that time. Unfortunately, other installation outfits were never completed in the past because Hallmark Bank, the sponsoring bank then, went into liquidation. Just as the textile industry was collapsing in Nigeria, we had invested so much in the venture that we had to stand firm for several years, planning to complete the project and to start something meaningful, so meaningful operation with modern machines and equipment. Ever since, we had been struggling to survive with limited resources until the CBN BOI Intervention Fund, through Nexim Bank and Eco Bank respectively, made it possible to revive the project with this first phase of garmenting initiative, which we are commissioning today. The first phase we are commissioning today ought to have been operational several months ago, but for some peculiar and serious delays we experienced, both in the port and other places. This caused a lot of complications, but the BOI and the sponsoring banks are now doing their best to correct some anomalies, which we believe will give courage to us to complete the remaining two phases, or really one phase, 2-in-1 of the project within this year. Our project is meant to employ so many people in our community in Calabar and Nigeria and promote our country in the export of non-oil products. our focus really is that this tie and dye is nothing but to market internationally. Everybody can tie and dye. Even some people believe it's archaic. But then majority of our people, this is what they can do. We must find job for them. But let's make it up to a point where people can see on it. So it's not business as usual. If you want to buy now, you go to my home state, Abeokuta, somewhere corner. My grandmothers and co in a pit are doing this. Why can't we make it better by allowing industry, big industry, to do this and produce massively and put some touches like this? This is the name of the game.
At a one-on-one interview with the chief promoter of the company, Rear Admiral Olaosebikan, he narrated why he's concentrating on garmenting for now.
Yeah, our management and marketers came back from the field, marketers telling us about how popular T-shirts were becoming. They told us that there were been massive importation from China. There had been what they call bend and pick at very low costs. And we were wondering how we could cope with this situation when we want to sew this thing ourselves, and with the infrastructural problems, light and all this. What do? We were determined to continue to run a textile and garment factory, and therefore we concluded that the best way to go is to go and tie and dye. First of all, we were thinking about Agoa, like I said, where they want ethnic clothing. We realized that this bend and pick and the ones from China will not sell tie and dye. At least that's something they cannot sell. We were thinking if we capitalize on this, at least we have some average pricing in the huge market that we have. We also observed that Nigerians too had adopted this culture of tie and dye in most things that we do. May I modify that? The culture of T-shirts, wearing T-shirts, jeans and co. And therefore we believe the tie and dye of these T-shirts and jeans and co has a future. Definitely with our own situation now, where they see our dyed stuff looking good, and we have tried to do some decoration for kids, for adults, and people are embracing this. We believe we have chosen the right thing and we capitalize on this.
He also highlighted the importance of operating from the free trade zone as against the outside zone.
We have an advantage of importing our raw material, yarn and the rest from outside if we wish. We have an advantage of also bringing from outside, buying locally and blending. But finally, we could buy locally and we are buying locally. So we have about 3 situations that can give us our raw material. These are the advantages here. The advantage here again is that we can easily muster collaborators from outside, like we have done with the Chinese and the Spanish people in the past, and you are seeing with the Portuguese and Spanish too for this thing, because they feel safe coming into the free zone, and there's not too much documentation. It's like they do proper documentation, but it's a one-stop documentation thing. They bring in their technology, and we are able to absorb it very easily because they live well here. They like the environment of the free zone, and the free zone authority had always been very cooperative too. Even some agencies that are always difficult outside, inside the free zone here, they show some understanding, and so we have some advantages there. Of course, free zone is a place you cannot hide. You must pay your bills in dollars. In some cases, you must pay bills, the invisible spending, for electricity and things. We also enjoy good electricity supply more than if we are not here. And initially, there were very big generators that take over from NEPA. Later, it was not quite so, but it is still far better than operating outside the zone.
Then, he took us through his relationship with the Bank of Industry.
The relationship with the Bank of Industry is that of looking forward to a facilitator to give us opportunity to have money to operate, buy machines, buy our raw material, and possibly helping the marketing like we are aware they do for Agora, training people and preparing them for such a program. Of recent, we had been fortunate to obtain from the Bank of Industry the intervention fund through EcoBank and Exim. The EcoBank provided for the machinery long term, and the Exim provided for raw material short term. We are trying to use both to produce and have a good cash flow.